I'm going to go over how to remove a hood shock on a BMW. This is going to be very similar on almost all BMWs. On my E46 3 Series it's a little bit more difficult because the bottom part of the rod is in this recess, but this is plastic so it does push over pretty easily. And then if you come up, this is the other location here. Now these just sit on a ball socket, and then this is a locking tab right here. And this metal clip is what's going to actually be the retainer. Now first thing I want to do down on the bottom, I'm going to just take a small flathead screwdriver, and right on the top here I'm going to push out on this tab, which is going to slide out. And actually that's how you unlock that. That's on the bottom. It's going to be the same thing for the top. Now make sure that the hood is supported because it can come crashing down on you if you take these off, or in most cases the hood is already falling so you have it propped because that's why you're replacing these. But it does help to have a second person to actually hold the hood up or move it up and down slightly, which can help release the pressure on the ball socket. You can do the same thing on the top socket here. Take a screwdriver and just push it in, work that clip out. It'll actually slide up. Now if you're taking these completely out, like replacing them, it's not as critical to leave these retainers in. You could pop them all the way out and then basically just have to tap it out, especially if you're putting a new one in. This metal clip actually locks onto the slot on both sides, and this can actually slide up along that slot, and it actually opens this up to release the tension. Now basically all I have to do is give this a good hit this way, which is going to release it. So I'm going to pop this off. There's that bottom clip. I'm going to just use a screwdriver. Go ahead and just work that free. I want this to come down on me. I only have a metal brace holding this up. There we go. Alright, looks like that's holding. So I went ahead and that side released. And then I can do the same thing up here. Oh, looks like it popped back on, which might happen. Just have to slide that back up. Okay, that slid back up. Let's see if the screwdriver will take this out as well. Yep. Okay, and you can give it a tap also, but basically that's it right there. And on some vehicles, like on an X5, this is going to be a little bit longer, I believe, but the procedure is the same. You can see this is just the ball socket that it sits on. You can have an upper and lower. You can put a little bit of white lithium on there, which will aid in the installation. Now this is what the clip will look like. It's actually slid up. I'm going to be reusing mine because my shocks are good, so I actually just have to push this back down. When you get a new hood shock, it's going to come in this position right here. The great news is that you don't have to pry these up for installation. Once you get the old one off, these are going to pop right on. Just take note how they came off. I think usually the gas pressurized shock section is going to be towards the top. You can see like on the other side, the thicker side is up top. So just keep in mind that you want to install it the same direction that it came off. I believe you could install it wrong. Okay, same thing on this side for me. I'm going to go ahead and pop this back on or slide it down so that it locks. You can actually see there's a little tab there where it's actually made to pry off. Typically on this particular vehicle you could take these off so that you could raise the hood higher, and there's some adapters that BMW has that actually lifts up the hood so it sits more straight if you're pulling an engine out. I'm going to take just a little bit of white lithium grease and just put a little bit on the ball socket, which will help when it actually pops back in. Put some down the bottom as well. Now for installation, I usually start with the bottom first. Just have to go over the socket, give it a push, and it's actually already locked in. That's it, should slide right on. Again, you could use a screwdriver to give it a little bit of a push on the opposite end. And then top, usually this is where you could use some extra help, because either you have to push down on the shock, which could be difficult, these are pretty strong, or lift up on the hood a little bit to actually line up the socket, the ball socket with the shock. So I'm just going to lift this up a little bit, put that there, and it's in. And it's as simple as that. Very easy installation.